Welcome back to the Morning Blend. If you are a regular viewer, well, you know Carly and I love our restaurants. We love meeting the people behind them and the stories behind them, and maybe a positive of this new way of doing the show. We get tours now. We are so excited to welcome in Peter from Jack's London Grill. Peter, how are you today?
Fine, thanks. How's everybody? Welcome to Jack's. A little skip across the pond, if you like.
So that's how I love this, Peter, because especially in a time where we can't travel as much as maybe we would like to, this is a way. I think food has always been able to do this. It can kind of transport you, I think, and give you a little taste of what it's like in other places of the world. And this is certainly one of them. Tell us about some of your highlights that you're doing there, Peter.
Well, today we have a regular menu specials, and of course in England, for me, I start off with a cup of tea, but some of us start off with a good cold pint. There's nothing wrong with a Guinness in the morning. And of course, we've got the rest of the beers that we serve. Our favorites are some of these, but we've got a big local craft selection as well.
Peter, can I interrupt for a second? I got to ask about the Guinness. Do you serve it at room temperature, or do you still serve it cold since you're in the good old U.S.?
Well, you know, we've got it. It's really nice and cold, and even if you go over to London, there's two kinds of Guinness as well. So you can have it room temperature, or you can have it really ice cold. And we're somewhere in the middle, and I think people really enjoy the way we're doing it. So I haven't heard many complaints about it.
Nice. I would think not. Okay.
So if you wanted to start off, now some people ask me, what is a Scotch egg? And I thought, well, we do one right here. So we would explain what a Scotch egg is. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage, rolled in breadcrumbs, and deep fried. It's quite unique.
Sold.
Yeah.
I love it.
Our number one seller, and thanks to our guests, are they voted us the best fish and chips in the Bay Area. So this is our chips. It's a big piece, a crispy beer batter, and people really like it.
Oh.
And our number two seller is our shepherd's pie, and it's made with a mixture from our lamb. We've raised our lamb shanks. We make a stock, so we make everything here. And one of the favorite items is a lamb shank. We take the stock, and we use some of the meat, and we mix it with some ground beef, and voila, you got the British classic, which is shepherd's pie, which has to have some lamb in it. Now, bangers and mash. There's some people say, well, what is a banger? But basically, it's a sausage. I think in the old days, the bangers used to be cheap and filled with sawdust. And so they used to bang and blow up, which is not the case these days. And anyway, we've got beautiful bangers and mash. Now, this is one of my personal favorites, and it's a simple dessert. It's called sticky toffee pudding. And just the title alone seems to sell it. And it's got a wonderful, rich, creamy toffee sauce that goes over the top. And it's not too sweet, despite the name. And of course, we make our own bread. As I was saying, we make everything here. So we even make our own loaves, and we sell them. And this was interesting during the time where we could only do takeaway, because people were coming in saying there's no bread in the supermarket. So we ramped up our production. And now I think we've got people hooked on our whole wheat sourdough loaves. So
yummy. Peter, before you take us into the kitchen, I know you're going to do something for us quick. Tell us where you're located. I want to make sure people, you said your dining room is back open, but you are still doing takeaway. Is that what you call it? I like it. Takeaway.
Yeah, well, that's what we call it. Yeah, takeaway. Well, we're on 62nd Avenue North in St. Pete, just by 9th Street, MLK, and 62nd is 1050 62nd Avenue North.
Yeah, so St. Pete. I wanted to make sure people knew that it was in St. Pete for those that are super close to you there.
Yeah.
And, let's talk, too. You kind of mentioned the time when people were doing the takeaway. Away from that, though, your restaurant is back open. And so we want to point out, though, you are taking the safety precautions, you say. And you need to do that because as things, I don't know, say sporting events, maybe football, as you call it, when that comes back in, your place is the place to be.
Well, that's right. We've got the TVs. We have the football on all the time, especially on the weekends when the English Premier League's playing. And if Chelsea's playing, well, that's going to be a big game, I must say. But yeah, we have a lot of fun with it. And of course, you know, times are different right now, but when things are back to normal, then we'll have the regular crowd coming in, and we'll be open in the mornings for a full English breakfast, actually. So we're going to do the full Monty, and if anybody knows what that is, it's a massive English breakfast, and it's got English bacon, eggs, bangers, mushrooms, grilled tomato, fried bread, and baked beans. Don't blame me for the baked beans, but that's what comes on.
Peter, I think we're out of time. You're not going to be able to show us the kitchen today, but I know you're going to make some cooking videos for us, so that way you can kind of teach us here in the States on how you do things so well there. Peter, thank you so much for your time. I know that you are so thankful for all of your customers that have really supported you throughout this time. And I can see why, Natalie, because that food looks amazing.
Oh, that fish and chips, Guinness. I know. I'm setting my coffee away. I'm going to come visit now. Peter, thank you. We look forward to seeing more of you as well, okay?
No problem. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming into Jack's.
You're
All right.
You know what, too, Carly? We're going to have to get the story on Jack at some point. That's going to be our little tease coming up. And when he said full Monty, not what I was like, whoa. Kind of took me off guard there. Didn't know that was a breakfast. They're going to educate us so much. I love it.